Okay, so good job so far. You learned a lot about HTML, CSS, how to integrate the two, and you used a lot of the best practices that I taught to simplify not only your HTML, but also your CSS. So now, this section is really important because we want you to get a lot better than just knowing CSS. Anyone who spent, for example, even 10 minutes on the web studying CSS and HTML would say in their resume, for example, that they know HTML and CSS. But how do you really distinguish someone who just knows the basics, who only know a little bit, versus someone who really understands deeply how to use HTML and CSS? This section is designed to help you go beyond. Yes, you know more than many people who just study CSS for a few hours. You should be able to create most of the websites using flexible design, make it responsive, flexible, and you should be able to tweak other people's CSS. You should have quite a bit of confidence built up. But again, you wanna, especially if you're looking for a career in tech, you wanna make yourself stand out. You wanna say you know more than just HTML and CSS. And how do you do that? So let me put on the hat of a hiring manager or a recruiter. When I see a bunch of resumes and they just say they know HTML and CSS, and that's all I see, then I immediately know they're just a beginner. They really don't know that much. But imagine if someone says, I know HTML, HTML5, CSS, and also less, Sass, Bootstrap, Foundation, Materialize, Pure, and they list some of these other things, then I'll be like, okay, this person definitely knows more than someone who just claims to know HTML and CSS, right? Just the fact that you even know what less and Sass are, that you have experience using popular CSS frameworks such as Material Design or Bootstrap or Pure or Foundation, that makes you stand out. Because most people who just dabble with CSS for a few hours, they wouldn't even know what those things are, right? So now we want you to get beyond. We want you to, in a way, again, if your goal is to get a job in the tech field, you want to boost your resume. You want to have it be filled with additional keywords, again, to make you stand out from someone who just studied that technology for a few hours. Okay? And again, that's why I put together these materials. Again, if you're looking for a job in tech, getting these additional keywords is super, super important. My rule of thumb is if you're looking for a job in tech, you need at least 30 to 40 technologies if you are a new beginner. If you're looking for a junior entry, if you're looking for a senior position, I'm looking for someone who's familiar with at least 40 to 50 technologies, because the world today, there are so many technologies and frameworks and libraries that, again, someone who has experience in the field would have to have a lot of exposure in a lot of these. Okay, so again, that's why I want you to get familiar with other CSS libraries that other people have put together. I want you to be familiar with less and Sass. And again, that's not only going to expand your view, perspectives on what is possible, what other developers have already built that you can leverage, but also it will be good for your resume if you're looking for a job in tech. Okay?